Okay, well, Matt dug up this soybean plant here, and we're going to look at the roots. It looks like it's got a pretty robust system. I see lots of lateral roots here. Another good sign is that the soil doesn't want to fall away easily.
Look at that nodulation on that fine.
Yeah, and here's a look at lots of nodules, even on these secondary roots. So that's a good indication of the mycorrhizal activity. One of the things that a grower can look forward to in utilizing this mycorrhizal fungus is much better efficiency in fertilizer. Without the mycorrhizae, much of the fertilizer that's applied to the crop goes past the root systems, ties up chemically in the soil, and is unavailable to the plant. Just remains in the soil or leaches away with the water into the groundwater or so on. The mycorrhizal fungi creates an efficiency that allows the plant to access and absorb almost all the fertilizer. So the result is the grower can use a lot less and actually get at least the same, if not better, results. A recent study at University of Wisconsin showed with potatoes that half the phosphorus fertilizer actually outproduced the normal conventional rate of phosphorus that's typically applied to a potato crop. So we can anticipate that same kind of advantage in soybeans, corn, wheat, and many other crops. Denny, here we've got our side-by-side soybean samples. The one in this hand was treated with a mycorrhizae. The one in this hand here was not. Both have nice root systems and a lot of nodulation from the rhizobia, but the treated has, even in this case, quite a bit more rhizobial nodulation than the untreated. Also notice quite a bit more lateral fine roots. Another good indication of the mycorrhizal stimulation. So,
why is that soil hanging on there?
Yeah, that's another good point, Matt. Because of the mycorrhizal hyphae, which are basically saturating the surrounding soil, the soil wants to cling to the roots much more tenuous, stronger than the untreated. And as you can see, most of the soil has fallen away from this sample. A fair amount of it still clings to these, and that's the reason, is that the mycorrhizae filaments are holding that soil together and adhering it to the roots.
So if I'm a farmer, why do I care?
Well, bigger roots translates into more nutrients mobilized into the plant. And if you're feeding those plants with fertilizers that cost you money, and you can get better efficiency with the help of mycorrhizae, that's a big assistance. The efficiency can translate to as much as 30% reduced fertilizer applications to get the same or better results. So that's considerable cost savings. Add to that the fact that the mycorrhizae makes the plant more drought tolerant, more resistant to root disease. It all adds up to lower costs and better yields.
Denny, you have any questions?
No, I think that, Larry, you've done an excellent job of bringing to our attention what we're seeing, why we're seeing what we're seeing, with the root masses and the hypha holding on to the little bits of soil, and they permeated into some really maybe some tougher soils, and what the larger lateral roots over there were able to permeate, and so these are hanging on and taking nutrients back.
That's right.
What you're saying.
That's right. These mycorrhizal filaments are very tiny, but they are very, very dense in the surrounding soil. There can be several miles of these filaments in a single teaspoon of soil. So
Wow.
that surface area and absorption capacity helping the root is enormous.